It's really exciting that you're getting braces, so I'm gonna go over how to care for braces. The first thing is when you're using a toothbrush, whether it's an electric or a manual, you have to brush on top of the brackets and below. So what that's gonna look like is below, on top. And if I do it right here, on top, below, as opposed to just doing one big like, yeah, because that will not do a good job. The second thing that is super important is getting a water pick. I recommend this model because it can hold a lot of water. The smaller models you have to refill multiple times, which can get annoying because you will use this entire thing of water when you're using a water pick. You fill it up with warm water. Right here, I actually have the tip that is for braces on. So it's got like little bristle looking thing, but there is different tips so you can experiment with that. So this is a great model called the Ion, and there is settings. You want to use it on the highest setting you can tolerate. So I use it on a 10, but you may have to start at like a 6. Keep in mind, if you're using it on like a 4, 3, it's not doing much. So please use it on the highest setting you can tolerate. And then when you use this, you're going to be having your face down to the sink and you're going around the gum line and lingering in between. So how that looks is like except really messy. So I would recommend looking up a video on YouTube of using a water pick. The keys are put it in your mouth before you turn it on. You're going really slowly. And then also you'll be leaning over. So if you do this upright, the water will just drip down. You want to do this over the sink. So once again, look up some videos on YouTube and you can always ask me questions once you get one. So must-haves, water pick. The second must-have that a lot of people don't know about is these little brushes, and I just realized mine is super worn out and I need to put a new one on there. But this is an interdental brush. It's a conical brush that has replacement tips, and this is for cleaning underneath the wires. So we use this to clean underneath the wires. I'm gonna do a close-up, might be gross. Underneath the wires. You can hear my dog whining in the background. He thinks he's missing out. So when this is worn out, then you replace it by opening it up and you pop it off and you put a new one in. So I'm gonna include a couple different sizes to see what size is appropriate for you. So if this is too big, it can kind of damage your gums. So you want it to fit without having to force it a lot. So once again, this is an interdental brush and you just use it like that. Maybe from the upper angle. Sorry, Miles is being a brat. He's whining. Do you want to be in the video, Miles? Okay. All right. So you're getting one of these. This will be yours. And then a variety of tips. So there's the tight, which is a narrower one. And then there's the moderate, which is a wider one. And I wanted you to have the packaging, the little sample packaging, so that when you find one that works for you, you can know what to buy at the grocery store. So that's for you. Those are the most important things. The rest of this is like, As far as day to day, I highly recommend that you use these. And I'm gonna give you some of them and keep them in your purse or wallet. They're really slim, so you can put them in your pocket, but they have these fabulous little bristles. And so when you're going and trying to fish food out, this is the perfect thing for it, because you're gonna find that you'll be at a restaurant or you'll be out and about and you want to like try to do like this to get the food out, and that's gross. So you can just kind of casually use this. These work better than most of the products that are specifically made for braces. So A couple different brands do it, but basically it's a pick side, and then my favorite is the side with the little bristles. That's gonna be the best. Okay, next up we have platypus flossers. So they look like this. They're called platypus flossers because the shape of this, it looks like a platypus's tail if it was tiny. Anyways, weird. But because one side of this floss pick is thinner, you can actually put it, let's see if I can get this. So the side that's facing you is flatter, so it can slip down. So this is a good alternative to string flossing, where you would be threading the floss. So, you know, here's, there we go. Yeah. I liked these in the beginning, but they're not my favorite. Okay. Platypus flossers. That's these. They're 1 or 2 uses and then you throw them away. And then for the ideal cleaning, you would use the water pick, the interdental brush, a toothbrush, and then use string floss. This is a floss threader, so it's kind of like a needle where it has a hook in it. They look like this. And this allows you to string a piece of floss through it, and then you can go under and floss down. It takes a really long time to do your whole mouth, but the advantage of having this blue piece is you can do the back teeth like such. Versus floss like Super Floss. Okay, this is a real common one, that it has one end that's stiff. This is supposed to be the threading end, and then there's like puffy floss. But I don't like this. I'm giving you some so you can try it out, but the problem is when I try to do my back teeth, this isn't stiff enough. So I'm like really having a hard time getting it in, especially right here. Like this bit, that's super hard. Yeah, I didn't get it. So if you are going to use string floss, then you'll have this. These are reusable. See, lots of those. You just rinse them off and reuse it. And the last thing that I'm sending with you is a bunch of wax. Okay, this is how the wax works. I'm sending you a bunch because when you're new to braces, you will go through it a lot. These areas are gonna rub the inside and blister the inside of your cheek and gums and whatnot. So if there's any area that's unbearable, what you do is you make sure it's kind of dry, you know, make sure the saliva is off it. You get a little roll, little bit, and you put it on, and you just squish it down, and that'll create a barrier. You don't want to put a ton of this on all the time because what should eventually happen is the rubbing creates a callus and then you don't have to use the wax at all. So I don't even use the wax now, but in the beginning it was helpful because some of it was just very painful. The mistakes people do with the wax is they use too much and they'll use it on teeth that have a lot of saliva so it doesn't stick. So that amount that I gave you is a lot, but that way you don't have to, you know, buy like little cases over and over. So I think that that's it. I wanted to not go into too much detail, but hopefully those are some things that you will find helpful being a new braces person. And you let me know if you have any other questions. I'll mail this stuff to you. Okay, bye.